Okay, let's talk about something huge, something that's missing from almost all of our school years. We learn about, history, math, science, but what about how to actually manage money? It's this massive gap, right? I know I felt it when I left school, and I'm guessing you probably did too. So today, we're going to break down the 5 skills that can completely change your financial future. I mean, think about it. We spend more than a decade of our lives learning how to memorize facts and pass exams. The whole system is built around getting that A on the report card. And look, that stuff is valuable, but it's really only one part of the equation. And here's where things get disconnected. For all those hours we spent on, say, calculus or chemistry, how many did we spend on understanding a credit score or the incredible power of compound interest? Yeah, for most of us, that number is basically zero. The real-world skills for actually building wealth are just left out.
So what happens then? What's the real-world consequence when you send millions of people out into the world armed with academic knowledge but zero financial literacy? What does that actually look like?
Well, the result is what we see all around us. So many people work incredibly hard their entire lives, but they just can't seem to get ahead. They end up building a ton of wealth, but it's for their boss or for the bank, not for themselves. So today, we're going to fill that gap. We're going to walk through 5 fundamental skills. We'll talk about budgeting as a tool for control, not restriction. We'll look at investing as ownership, not just luck. We'll redefine what risk really is, understand the power of leverage, and finally, master cash flow. You get these right, and trust me, your financial life will never be the same. All right, skill number 1, budgeting. And I get it. The moment I say that word, a lot of people's eyes just glaze over. It sounds like a financial diet, right? No fun allowed. But that's the old way of thinking. We're going to completely reframe it. This is the core mindset shift. Most of us are taught to think from a place of scarcity. We're always asking, what can I cut back on? How can I spend less? The wealthy, they flip that script entirely. They ask a question of strategy. Where is my money going, and is it working for me? See the difference? It's not about restriction. It's about intelligent direction. And here's a super powerful, practical way to do that in just 3 steps. First, and this is non-negotiable, you pay yourself first. Before a single dollar goes to bills, rent, anything, a piece of it goes to your investments. Second, all your expenses get handled with what's left over. And third, you always prioritize your investments before you upgrade your lifestyle. This simple sequence is the engine that guarantees your wealth grows every single month.
Just think of it like this. A budget gives every single one of your dollars a specific job to do. It's not a cage, it's your strategic plan. You're the CEO of your own life, right? Well, this is you telling your army of dollars where to go to build your empire. Okay, on to skill number 2, investing. Now, school might tell you to save your money, but just saving is not going to cut it. Investing is how you make your money work for you, and it's all about ownership, not just getting lucky on a speculative bet. And here we go again with another huge mindset clash. One path is all about impatience. How can I get rich, like yesterday? That's what leads people to chase hype and basically just gamble. But the real path to wealth is fueled by patience. It asks a much better question. How long can I let my money compound and grow? So where does that money go? It goes into assets, things that generate real value. You can own a piece of a business through stocks. You can own a physical building through real estate. You can even strategically own digital assets like crypto. The key word here is own. You're buying pieces of the economy that are designed to grow over time. Listen up, because this might be the most valuable and most ignored advice in all of finance. So many people just sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment to invest. They're trying to time the market. But here's what decades of data tell us loud and clear. Time in the market is infinitely more powerful than timing the market. Your greatest asset isn't some genius insight. It's your time horizon. So our third skill is all about understanding risk. From a young age, we're taught to avoid mistakes at all costs, to play it safe. But in the world of money, you know what? Playing it too safe can be one of the riskiest things you can possibly do. Yeah, we need to totally redefine what risk actually means. See, risk isn't just about picking a stock that goes down. The real risk is not investing at all and letting inflation just eat your savings for lunch. The real risk is having only one paycheck to depend on. The real risk is thinking that cash sitting in a bank account is safe while its actual buying power shrinks year after year. And this is the antidote to all that fear.
The wealthy don't avoid risk, they learn to manage it. And how do they do that? With knowledge. By understanding an investment, they can figure out the potential downside and make a smart decision. Fear loves the dark. Knowledge flips on the lights. True risk doesn't come from a fluctuating market, it comes from not knowing what you're doing. All right, let's get into our final two skills. And this is a power duo that really separates the wealthy from everyone else: leverage and cash flow. First up is leverage. This is the magic skill of breaking the link between your time and your money. Instead of trading an hour of work for an hour of pay, you learn how to get paid even while you're sleeping. So, what exactly is leverage? Well, put simply, it's using systems to multiply your effort. Think about it. A musician can record a song once and sell it 1,000,000 times. A software developer builds an app once, and millions of people can use it. That's leveraging technology. Or a real estate investor uses the bank's money, that's capital, to buy a property. That's leverage too. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. Here's the difference right here. An employee's income is pretty much linear. You put in an hour, you get an hour's pay. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Simple. But a creator or an entrepreneur, they build a system, a product, a course, a piece of software. They do the heavy lifting once, and that system can keep generating income thousands, even millions of times over. That's the game-changing power of leverage. But creating all that scalable income is only half the battle. You could be making a ton of money on paper and still end up totally broke if you don't master this fifth and final skill. And that final crucial skill is cash flow. I mean, you can have a business that looks profitable in a spreadsheet, but if you don't have actual cash coming in the door to pay the bills, you're out of business. Cash is the oxygen for your financial life. The wealthy are obsessed with this. They build systems that spit out predictable, stable cash month after month. It's what keeps the whole engine running. So when you put this all together, what you're really looking at are two completely different ways of being educated. There's the one they teach you in the classroom, and then there's the one that's learned by people who actually build lasting wealth. This chart just brings it all home, doesn't it? The school path basically trains you to be a good employee. Get a job, follow the rules, and whatever you do, don't mess up. The path to wealth, on the other hand, teaches you to be an owner, the owner of your own financial destiny. You learn how to control your money, how to grow your assets, and how to manage risk intelligently. It's a completely different game. And that leads us to the final thought here. School, for sure, gives you the tools to earn a living. But the skills we've talked about today, budgeting with purpose, investing for ownership, understanding risk, using leverage, and managing cash flow, those are the tools that let you design a life. Your formal education might be over, but your real financial education, that's on you. And it can start right now.